Oh. Alrighty, welcome everyone to a new show that I'm starting up, a quarterly music marathon show with possibly the worst title ever. I think I might have to do a little more workshopping on this very awkward title. Fedora Favorites Quarter Quell 2025 Volume 1. I don't know. It made me laugh, though, how ridiculous it was. But for the next one, hopefully I'll have something a little less clunky. But yes, so we're going to have a wonderful afternoon with some amazing songs and some amazing artists here joining us too. I'll go through the panel. So we have with us. Oh, I think Donald, you need to put on headphones. It's looping back. Or turn down the audio on your computer or whatever. All right, so we have with us some OG Whack Pack members with Halindir and Donald Kent. How are you guys?
I am hell.
You
Doing very well, and I do think you should keep Fedora favorites. I think that's your thing, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, okay. If people are okay with this title, I kind of, I do a yearly show with a CD release every year for the past 5 years called Fedora Favorites, and decided to kind of start doing that, doing a show quarterly to keep the community together, and a little be able to play some more music than just what might be on the CD. Like that previous song, I probably wouldn't have put on the CD just because I try to avoid songs that don't have lyrics generally, but a show like this I can play that. And it was an awesome song, by the way, Dystopia Park. I'm glad he was somebody that's also sort of a OG whack pack type. And he oh, I forgot to, darn it. Okay, so all the artist links are in the description right now, so I'm going to try to remember to post it in the live chat as we're going as well. But um make sure, but if I forget or you just want to look, you can find everybody's links in the description. Okay. All right, and so we have with us a new artist that I just recently discovered, somebody that I'm really happy to connect with, Burkana, who goes her project is called Swallowed by the Thickets. I think you guys are going to really like that. Burkana, uh, introduce yourself to the wonderful people.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here. I actually really like the title Fedora Favorites quite a bit. So just want to say that.
Oh, well, thank you. Some people get really triggered by fedoras, by the existence of fedoras. I don't know why. Some people kind of hate me for for the fedora. And then like the quarter quell, I like alliterations, So Fedora favorites, that's an alliteration. My little community group chat is called Kino Crew. There's an alliteration. And then like I was watching Hunger Games and they they use the term quarter quell uh for their 75th Hunger Games, and I'm just like, hey, that's a great name for my show, for a quarterly show, because I feel like it's kind of quelling people's I don't know, desire for some a night of awesome music. And then yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to do this every quarter, and potentially if more music is made and like the scene grows, and we get more music and getting made, maybe a monthly show possibly. But for now I think we'll do quarterly, because it's kind of like an event. I like to kind of put together and organize like events to kind of get people excited and look forward to. Anyway, sorry. And then we have with us the mysterious and ethereal Atlantean blood and weird rider. How are you guys doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, everything is good.
Very good. And then we have with us our hippity hop fella, RC the Realist. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Thank you for
Awesome.
joining.
I hope you all are well. Happy to be here.
Yeah, excellent. And then we have with us also the totally tubular Sonya Marlene. How are you today?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you just fine.
Okay, good.
And then our favorite froggy friend, Bleunwenn. How are you today?
Hi. Oh, I'm all right, thanks. Happy to be there.
Yeah, happy you could make it. All right, so I think we'll just we'll go into our next song. Let me get that ready. And this is actually a music video. There's a number of music videos we'll be playing tonight. The first one by Bleunwenn. And here we go.
It's okay, sweetie, I understand. I'm too wild for you, I'm too wild. I was never meant to be part of the problem. I'm too wild for you, I'm too wild for the system. Fuck the system, fuck the system, fuck the system, fuck the system, fuck the system. But in the most creative ways. It's not gonna cut it for me, so I'm out. Kinava, I'm out. And if you love me and yourself, follow me. I'm the aurora, I am the rise of a new dawn. I am the daughter of the keepers of the gift and the little warriors. I came to show you how it can be done. How it can be done. The always are the future. My mission is to become worthy of it, worthy of my name, worthy of my gods and worthy of my elders. Worthy of Mambos, Satakos, It's okay, sweetie, I understand. I'm too wild for you, I'm too wild. I was never meant to be part of the problem. I'm too wild for you, I'm too wild for the system. In the most creative way.
Oh, I love that music video so much, Bleunwenn.
Thanks.
It's so just like I've like rewatched it like maybe 10 times like over the past couple of weeks because I had never seen it, but then I don't know, I just randomly found it. This one is actually a couple years old. It's from 2023 and somehow I missed it until just a couple weeks ago. It's so quirky and adorable. I love everything about it. But I gotta say, my favorite part. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I told Blue about this a little bit earlier, but I love when my favorite part is when she says this line. So I'm out. Because her French accent really comes out so strong
for me,
right here.
so I'm out.
I love that bit so much. That's my favorite part. Yeah. All right. Does anybody else have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I wanted to jump in. The thing about being worthy for your ancestors and your name, that really brings it all home to me. That that's the core of the spirit there. You know, it's really a beautiful song.
And there's a lot of very ancestral type music going to be played tonight. It's going to have a very folkish ancestral vibe tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I
I
found
just want-
the very pagan and almost vaporwave aesthetic very interesting. That's a cool mix.
Thank you very much. I wanted to add that I made this while my grandma was dying, so it was a way to focus on something positive, and it's a very special song for me.
Oh,
So thank you for sharing it tonight.
Wow, that's
I think
something.
she would be proud. She would definitely be proud of you. That was lovely.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
I mean, did she get a chance to hear it or hear the song or see the video?
No, but when I went to say goodbye to her at the hospital, I sang that song we made with Emma Avalon.
Okay.
I don't know, that just what came, and well, she asked me why I was singing in English, but she liked it, I think. That's how we are in the family.
Does she not care for Anglos? She doesn't care for the English.
Even at
They're
the
still
brink of death, she had to say something.
even with her last breath, she cursed the English.
Yeah.
No. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Anybody else have any other thoughts?
I think it's really self-empowering hearing that song. I actually viewed it as like a breakup song.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was. Yeah, like what is the sort of the meaning of some of these lyrics for
Well,
you? Like, were you going through a breakup,
not
or is it
really.
just like about like just society in general? You're breaking up with
Yeah,
the norm.
there are some elements in there that of past experiences, and just I guess I was healing some stuff about self-worth, self-confidence, but it's really a breakup song with the government, pretty much. And because I had a lot of anger still from everything that happened since COVID. So.
That theme of like breaking up with the government is so timely, especially in Europe right now. But I mean, that concept I think should really be explored more. That's a great theme.
Yeah, it's almost like an anthem. Like I could imagine this being an anthem for our people and a sort of an FU to the system, because it just, I don't know, it really works in a sort of infectious way where you just want to sing it, and I don't know, it is actually quite an inspiring song if you look at it that way.
Thanks. And wild also rhymes with something else, but I leave it at that.
Wild. I I don't know. I'm wild. I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm
It
not
sounds
sure.
similar to something else, but I won't say it.
Oh, Aod says you are under the spell of this French accent. You can admit it. Oh, I absolutely am. I've told her many times. I just absolutely love her accent. It just kills me every time.
It's very peaceful to listen to.
Because Aod, I believe, is also French. You're a French national, I believe, if I remember right. He's somebody that goes back a long way with the whack
That's
pass.
true. That's correct. He is French.
Okay. And then
Bonsoir.
oh boy. Illuminatus is posting some French stuff in the chat. Yeah. All right. Philosophicat, thank you for joining. She said, "I'm so glad you're doing this." Yeah, absolutely. I feel like there's been a major void since White Art Collective was no more. It's been about a year and a half since then. And those Saturday night live streams were such a great time. I never missed one. I always listen every single week, and it was such a white pilling, just time, where You know, there's just never-ending black pills around you. There's very little, you know.
Yeah, we're really grateful that you're doing this. I think we want to carry the torch, you know, keep going on with the music. And it gives musicians like ourselves something to work towards as well, you know.
Yeah.
Want to put it on the next CD or get on the next show.
Yeah, it's not much. I don't have a huge following, and you know, I try to, but I try to do what I can. This has been my main mission for the past like 7 years or so, to build up the cultural scene, to help promote it, to just, you know, create you know, our future, because the future belongs to those that create it, you know, and that's what you all are doing. All right, I think we can go to the next one. And this one is a new song from somebody I'm sure most of you will know. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, it takes me a second to find it. Here we go.
It's been a long time out of luck for me. Come and tease and leaving as you please. When you find me, remind me why you make it believe that you're out of time, never ran out any time I need. Shine a light down, shine a light on me. I spent a long night and trying it to be. Oh, would you by my side? I never ever wanna see any more of evening. I've seen everything. In a long time, now you're back to me. Neath the lock, I'm never gonna let you leave. Go crying up, pregnant with all my dreams. We'll pay the rent and put them to bed and burn the evening. Shine a light down, shine a light on me. Spent a long night and trying it to be. Oh, would you blame my side? I never ever wanna see any more of evening. Oh, I've seen everything.
All right, yes, the banjo man himself finally returned after quite a while, taking a break from music for quite a bit. I think it was like close to 2 years. But yeah, about 2 months ago, he finally released a new song, another fantastic banjo tune.
The mighty Jack Hwite, another pillar member of the White Art
Yeah.
Collective.
You know, I invited him on. I reached out to him yesterday to have him join. He
Mm.
still hasn't looked at it. I think he must be busy. It's too bad we couldn't get him to join as well, but
I talked with
perhaps
him.
the
I
next
talked with
one.
him I talk with him frequently. He's super tied up with work and stuff. He's got a lot going on.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. All right. What did the panel think?
I love that song. I've been listening to that quite a few times when he released it.
I think he has a great voice.
Yeah, he's got a very, very iconic voice. Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Very passionate, rough singing. Oof.
Jack is he's really a character. He's got like an amazing sense of humor, and he's in a sense gruff, but we love him kind of thing. Really pulls no punches. He's got a great gold heart, wonderful guy, and his music is so unique. I actually thought he was American when I first heard his music because of the banjo and the patriotic kind of stuff. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah, but he's actually Irish for those who don't know.
Yeah, he's from Ireland.
One of the most cantankerous Irishmen you'll ever meet in your life. I love him though.
Oh, massively, yeah. And I mean, what a unique voice. Oh my gosh, like just the raw truth of it. You know, a man and his banjo and that gravelly voice and the things that he says. I mean, he's a superstar in my eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Illuminatus is talking in the chat. He's a writer. He was asking if I might give him a shout out for his Substack. Yeah, absolutely. Illuminatus, or in the chat, he's Illuminatus. Make sure you go and check that out. Drop your Substack and everything in the chat. Everybody go check him out. That's MS Jones. He goes by MS Jones. Literally the best writer, fiction writer in the whole scene. I love his work so much. He's got this epic high fantasy story that he's releasing. Just released his second one fairly recently, and then I think he'll be having another one pretty soon, coming out here soon. But yeah, absolutely huge fan of you, Illuminatus/MS Jones. So make sure you check him out. All right, so we'll go to our next one. Oh, okay. And this one is from a new artist who's joining us, Berkana, aka Swallowed by the Thickets. Okay. This is another song I've been really obsessed with since I discovered it a couple weeks ago.
As I stand on foot upon this aching earth, I wake and one
what a cool sound that was.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is such an awesome song. What did the panel think?
I'd like to know what the songwriting process is behind that.
Yeah, so Berkana, why don't you? So you're fairly new to making music, and I don't think you're very well known yet. Although I think you really should be. I hope your star starts shining. But you got like a really cool history with music, and you are just so incredibly talented, and you also you have so many different sounds and styles that you try with your music. And yeah, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself and your style and introduce yourself to the audience?
All right. Well, as we've discussed, actually, I started off learning classical music, particularly violin. I did sing a lot as a kid, inherently, all the time. I participated in choirs. I eventually studied voice, classical voice. I actually really didn't start writing songs until I picked up a guitar probably about a decade ago. I was having kids for the first time. I have 3. I did not have a piano. I did not pick up my violin. And I just started exploring, listening to my instincts. I wasn't looking at it in terms of rules or theory or anything like that. I was just trusting my intuition. And I started uncovering just different aspects of myself and different reflections. As far as Aching Earth, I have no idea how I started writing that song exactly, but like what prompted it, like the topic, maybe just I was depressed or something, which is a common theme for me. But everything that I write starts on the guitar. I come up with a chord progression that just sort of unfolds itself. Maybe a melody will come in mind alongside of it. I will never write lyrics, write music to lyrics. I always come up with the lyrics last, based on how the music feels to me and how I'm feeling at that time. Eventually, when I began recording it, typically I usually play a guitar, but in this case, I thought, what if I just explore synthesizers? And you'll notice if you listen to Songs of a Recluse, which is the album that it's from.
Yes, make sure you go and check out the links. The links are in the description, and I'll probably pin a comment also with everybody's links. Make sure you go and listen to her album on Bandcamp called Swallowed by the Thickets. It is like really great, like from beginning to end, and she tries so many different styles. It's really impressive to see. This is actually the Aching Heart, or what was it called?
Aching Earth.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Achy breaky Earth. Yes.
That's the country version.
That's actually quite different from a lot of her other songs, but that one to me for sure stood out. But she has all these different like folkish kind of styles that she tries, and different vocalization styles. Sometimes she's kind of like growly,
Yeah.
and like kind of whispery growling, and it's I don't know, it's very cool. It's a very cool album. Definitely go check it out and support her, obviously. She doesn't you don't have much for social media yet, do you?
No, I'm not kidding when I say I'm a recluse.
Fair enough.
I really need to put myself out there, and feel comfortable with promoting myself. I'm very not interested in that, naturally speaking, but I'm really, really grateful to be here and go into that direction more and more.
Awesome.
And then later on, I think we're going to be ending the show with another song of hers that's like a 6-minute like violin like solo song. It's really cool. It's like this whole she'll get into it. She'll explain it before we play it. It's very cool. Yeah. All right. I think we can. Did anybody else have any questions for her?
Just I really loved it. I think you're super talented, and it has that haunting feel. You know, it creates the feeling of longing. You know, which is something we all long for, in some form. You know, within the sphere and in our everyday lives. So yeah, just great work, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I like the blend of synthesizers with the ethereal atmosphere. That was kind of something that I was going for myself. So you did a very good job of that. Very creative. I love it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we can go to the next one. Let me figure out what it's in. Okay. Next one is song by Atlantean Blood. Something also a little bit older from 2023, I believe. But I wanted to make sure I played one of his songs because I love what Atlantean Blood and Astral Avalon is doing now. Okay, hold on. Let me find it. Here we go. Oh, no, this is sorry. This comes that comes later. Sorry, I hit the wrong one. I gotta expand this. Here we go. Very awesome tune there.
Wow.
Yes, this
I'm
was
getting
awesome.
like Bauhaus vibes from that. It's like a gothic thing going on there. The combination of the male and female voices together, I always think has a real nice aesthetic. It's very spooky. I'm curious what the intention is in that, you know?
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about that? Atlantean Blood and Weird Rider? Was that your guys' first collab, or had you done a collab before that?
No, we did many more before.
Okay.
This one is actually a Death in June cover.
Okay.
We just made the Black Angel a White Angel.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a cover. Oh,
But this is
okay.
definitely better than Death in June's version. I love the electronic black metal fusion with a new folk track. That is awesome.
Wow. That's a nice combo.
Yeah, very cool.
There's a band called oh damn, I'm blanking out. My Bloody Valentine. It's not gothic, and it's from like maybe the 90s, somewhere around there. They have a really strong droning, multi-layered guitar kind of distortion sound that is, it's strange because it's distortion and it's very heavy, but it's also very beautiful. It's very flowing. So I don't know if, have you heard of that band? I would recommend checking them out.
Yeah, I heard of them.
I remember My Bloody Valentine from my youth. Everybody was listening to that. That was a very popular band in my area. But it was a little I think my ears are a little too marshmallowy to to handle it. Yeah.
I really like the fact that this song is a cover of the Death in June Little Black Angel, and I love the fact that the title was changed as well. And I do think there are aspects of it that are even better than the original just because of the combination of sounds. And I agree that the contrast between the female and male vocals really add a lot. It's just really beautiful. I really like it a lot.
Yeah, they're a really great a great duo, the Weird Rider and Atlantean Blood. I love what they're doing with this collective called Astral Avalon. If you haven't looked into that, you definitely should. Um, a lot of collabs with different artists going on. I think.
What does Astral Avalon mean? Like, what's the meaning and intention behind that name title?
Oh, that's a long story. It's some kind of home that we created on the astral plane.
That sounds right up Donald's alley.
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say he loves that
so
type of
funny,
stuff.
dude. You nailed it. Yeah, I mean, do you study astral projection or anything of that nature, or is this more of like an artistic allegory?
Yeah, Astral Avalon is some kind of witches' coven. We do a lot of that stuff in our circle.
Interesting. Is there some kind of, I mean, hermeticism or magic, or I don't know, like where do you learn this, and what's the use of it for you?
Yeah, we combine all kinds of magic traditions.
Fascinating. Where can I learn more about that?
For example, on our channel.
All right, well, I'll have to look it up.
We also make videos about magic and metaphysics.
I was
and yeah, all kinds of stuff.
I always feel like I'm astral projecting when I'm listening to your music. Just literally just like takes me into this like this other, reality. in the
We
stars.
also created frequencies specifically for astral projection.
Wow, I know that's definitely a science. I mean, what's the name of it? Monroe Institute. Are you familiar with the Monroe Institute? There's but I don't know if they're binaural beats or I can't remember, but they've discovered that frequencies do trigger astral projection. I guess there's a science behind it.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts, or should we go on to the next one?
I like the blend of the male and female voices. That really brings a more of an ethereal atmosphere that I like.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Okay, we'll go to our next song, which is another music video by Uberfolk. Let me find it. Now, Uberfolk, they hadn't. Now, Philosophica, if you're listening, I believe you guys hadn't made any music for some time, right? Like a couple of years, and this was sort of a return for you guys, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
For eternity, through many worlds and lives, what has become of thee? The endless wheel of life spinning back to me, ensnaring me, elusive victory.
Some tell a tale of a stone from heaven's fall, while others speak of a relic and a price paid for all. Flower immortal.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Incredible.
I want to see a movie based on that film or on that song. That's incredible.
And
The
we
way-
have
yeah.
Philosophicat actually joining us to
Brilliant,
kind of
brilliant.
talk a little bit about that. Thank you so
Wonderful.
much for hopping on.
Hey, no problem. Glad I could catch it. I'm really excited that you're doing this again. I really miss the old like wax Saturday night live stream. So this is
Right.
awesome.
Yeah. Big
Yeah,
time,
me
big
too. Me too. Although I have to do these at in the afternoon so our Euro friends can join. But yeah, I think those nights listening to tunes together was such an awesome time.
Mm.
But man, my God, what a gorgeous! Everything about that was so gorgeous. Just
Thank you.
like particularly you. My God, you look just fucking radiant, man. And your
I'm
voice,
blushing.
I love that soprano. Oh,
Yeah.
just perfect.
I'm curious how you guys write together, because it's hard enough writing a song just by myself. Co-authoring a song with somebody else, what's that like? What's the chemistry that you have?
We worked together. We work pretty well when it comes to songwriting. We kind of have, I guess, different spheres in the sense that George kind of tends to take over like more of the melody. I tend to take over more of the lyrics. We both kind of contribute equally to harmonies and such. But a lot of times what happens is that we'll have a song that's in, some unfinished stage, and we just listen to, like, we'll just put it on while we're out in the pool or something, and we're just playing it like on repeat 100 times, and eventually we kind of like start singing along to it and just kind of jam, and then it comes together, and then we're like, okay, pack up everything in the pool, get into the recording studio, we got to get this down now.
Immediately.
Yes.
Yeah, before you forget. I understand that. That's funny. Who plays what instruments?
So for this song, we collaborated with a French band. I'm not even going to try to pronounce their name because I'm just going to butcher it. But this song was for our Revolt Against the Modern World series. Anybody who's followed that knows that we have always kind of traditionally done a song that tries to encapsulate the themes of the episode, and it kind of goes along with the episode. And so this was for the Soul of Chivalry episode. And we were just like racking our brains. Like we just couldn't come up with anything that would work as a song. Everything we came up with, we just didn't like. And we were just like, what are we going to do? And then Ed from the French band reaches out to us. He's like, wanted to share this song with us. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. Can we use this and collaborate with you? And it ended up just being the perfect song to go with the episode. So
excellent. Fabulous. Wow. I guess the fates smiled on you.
Yes, it did. It was one of those things where you just wait for the right moment, and the gods will bless you if that's what they deem you worthy of.
Well,
so
yeah, you both are very worthy, obviously. So there you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you've done a lot of work. I think there's probably a lot of people just watching the show that might not know your background. If you could familiarize them a little bit with what you do, your show, the topics you cover.
Okay, well, I'm kind of basically I'm well known for making Julius Evola's Revolt Against the Modern World series. So I take, his book, his magnum opus is Revolt Against the Modern World. And I'm making episodes for each chapter of the book. And we've just released episode 14, The Soul of Chivalry. And so that's kind of been my main project over the last, 5 or 6 years. And around the time I started doing that, I started collaborating with George to do Uberfolk, our neo-folk project, which back in 2019, we released a double album, Music for Nations, which was acoustic neo-folk. We're kind of working on a metal album at the moment, and
really?
George is working on, we have probably about a dozen or so songs in various stages of completion for a metal album. It's just, it's just time and money to get it produced and everything, right? So that's always the hurdle for every artist, right? Do you have the time? Do you have the money? And if you have one, you don't have the other.
Yeah, somehow we fight against that though, and we win. So keep going.
Yeah, we just keep plodding along. He's also working on releasing his 30th anniversary edition of Rahoa's Cult of the Holy War as well.
Wow.
So
Holy cow.
we're kind of prioritizing that project at the moment because the label wants to get that out. But once that's done, we'll probably turn our attention back towards our other music. And I've got we have another song that we're probably going to make a music video for because we have a new camera and it's fun to use. So why not?
What kind of camera is it?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. Some kind of Sony thing. It was
That's
the
some
model
kind of
name is like
Sony thing.
letters and numbers. I can't remember.
That's Lord WOLFSHIELD's zone right there. He can tell you all about that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm not like when it comes to like the tech stuff and all the gear, I'm just sort of like, you know, just show up and bring what you need to bring. I don't need to know what it's called.
I get it. Yeah.
But yeah, it was we did use that camera for this video, so it was really fun to make, although definitely a bit of a challenge to work with a new piece of gear that we'd never used before.
Well, you should have had Lord WOLFSHIELD shoot your video. That's the answer.
Oh God, I wish I could have. That would have been so cool.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have like a third pair of hands or something to help out with that.
So it was just you two?
Yeah.
Oh no, that would have been so
we had to get pretty
difficult.
creative. It was really hard.
Oh man,
wow.
That sounds like a little bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, you end up having the issue where if you want to both be in the scene, it's necessarily a tripod shot, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
but that
we're
just
getting
makes
like
it
this
all the
new
more
thing where
impressive.
it's I don't know what it's called, but it's like some track that you put on the tripod and you can program it to move the camera along this track so that you can still have it on the tripod and stable, but it looks more like you've got a moving image.
Oh, cool.
Did you have one of those?
Not for this. We decided after filming this that we needed it.
Yeah, they're pretty spendy, aren't they? But also you can rent camera equipment for fairly cheap from different online places. They'll just send it to you and then you send it back, and you can get like some pretty high-end quality equipment for pretty cheap, pretty good deals. So you should look into that instead of not necessarily actually like buying it.
Yeah, I'm down here in like third world South America, so our options are a little bit limited in that regard, but we make do with what we have. So
wow,
fair enough.
Still managed to create Hyperborea on film.
Dude, and no, seriously, that music video was incredible. Honestly, like I would have had no idea. It was just like the two of you kind of going back and forth, kind of.
Oh, good. Well, I hope I didn't spoil the magic by telling you that.
It feels very, very like professionally done. Like I had assumed that you had like a guy who was doing that.
No, I mean, we have filmed other stuff before, so it wasn't our first rodeo necessarily, but I mean, we're certainly not professionals by any means. So it was several days of filming and a lot of, myself, I think I had about 3 different days of filming that I had to get into hair and makeup for, which was an ordeal in itself.
Wow.
It was a little easier to do George because he didn't need quite so much hair and makeup, but lucky him.
Yeah, well, somebody in the chat, they're talking about the your metal album. Is that going to be kind of like a Nightwish type of feeling, or what kind of band would you say it kind of might be a little similar to?
Oh, geez. It wouldn't be Nightwishy. George isn't a huge fan of that style of music. So as much I'm a huge fan of that style of music myself, but we have to make something we both like. It's probably going to be a bit heavier than that and probably more heavy on his vocals than mine. I'm not, I don't really feel like I have like the versatility as a singer to do like really raunchy vocals. So I'll contribute where my vocal style fits in and leave most of the heavy lifting to him probably, but we'll see how it comes out. Some of them are still in different stages of completion, and sometimes they change a lot from where they are at the halfway point to what they sound like when they're finished.
But you'll still be making this kind of style of music as well?
Yes.
We've actually the marshmallows among us.
Yeah, we've recently gotten back in touch with one of the original musicians from the Uberfolk album for Music for Nations, and he wants to start making music again. So we're looking at maybe doing some more stuff like that with him.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely we'll we'll be keeping our options open in terms of various different styles. We don't like to be boxed in. You know how it is as an artist, right? You want to just experiment with everything.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Do you think you'd ever do some kind of like electronic kind of synthy type of music?
Yeah, we have talked about that. George had done some collaborations with Zurius a while back.
Yes,
And
okay, I remember that.
we do have one of those up on our Uberfolk channel. We have dreamed the same dream. And there were a few others that didn't get released. Zurius didn't like them. We liked them. We thought they were great. I think other people would like them. But, you know, if that's not how he wants his work used, of course, we can't release it without his permission. So.
Right.
But we've considered doing some stuff like that ourselves because it's definitely like an accessible genre to get into if you're not like the most skilled with like instruments and stuff, which we're not. You know, we can kind of pluck out a melody and stuff and then ask somebody else who's proficient to play it. But the electronic stuff, you know, you can use so much computer for that it's a little bit easier for us to get into.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm really glad you guys are at it again because you hadn't had any releases for how long was it? Like a couple of years, would you say? Or
it's been a couple of years. Yeah, we've just been just neck deep in trying to get the Revolt episode done. That was a big undertaking because that's a 2-hour feature-length film, and so that was. And I was also doing an audiobook for Inner Traditions last year as well. So between those two projects and then also doing this music video, like we just have not had a lot of time to focus on getting other songs finished, and we've just sort of kind of worked on them piecemeal.
Yeah, and sometimes you just got to take a break, you know, and then
so now like all these big projects are starting to kind of clear off all at once, and now we're getting back into music, and we're really excited to do that again.
Wonderful.
So hopefully we'll have more songs coming out a little bit more quickly in the future.
That's great to hear.
Well,
fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Does anybody else on the panel have any questions? Oh, whoa. Oh, Weird Rider, I think your audio is a little
Oh, yes. I have problems with internet, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, you might want to mute your mic. There's a lot of like static coming from it. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. All right, good deal. Berkana, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to say that Kat, I think your voice is phenomenal. I really love just everything about it, and I think it adds a lot, at least from the song that I heard. It was just really, it's just a very intense, beautiful voice. I can tell you're very connected. It's very powerful. I love hearing you sing with George. The whole piece itself is just really amazing. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate
You're welcome.
Okay. Anybody else, or should we go on to the next song then? Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll go to the next song.
Well, thank you so much for playing our song and for having me pop on. It was fun to talk to you guys. And
okay. So
once again, I'm really glad you're doing this. So please keep it up.
So you're gonna head out now, or are you?
I'm gonna keep listening, but I've got a few chores I've got to do while I listen.
Gotcha.
So
well, it was awesome to connect you again. You know, you accidentally blocked me on Twitter for a while, for like a couple. I was like, what did I do? I didn't.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, George let me know that it was. I'm glad we got it sorted out.
Or something.
It must have been. I don't know why I would have done that. So sorry.
It's great to connect with you again, though.
Yeah, well, I'll still be in the chat and everything, so I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the songs. So thank you once again, and thanks to everybody else for being here.
Thank you. Okay, we will now play a song by Halindir. right, shorty but a goodie. Another fantastic cozy tune from Halindir.
Beautiful stuff. I always feel like I'm in an Excalibur film when I'm listening to his music. I want to put on my armor, and and it's just, I mean, who's doing this? It's so great to hear how he keeps that tradition going, and he's so good at it. It's just you just have a sense of literature when you listen to his music. It's very eloquent. It's beautiful stuff.
Illuminatus in the chat is like, need to get the D&D out for this. That's so perfect. Exactly. You just feel like you're at a tavern. I mean, you just feel like you're just...
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's perfect for RPG music.
Yeah, exactly. Or like video game music.
Yes,
it kind of reminded me of Age of Empires, like something like that.
Like it can be centered in like Europe, historic Europe.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's right up your alley, isn't it? Video games.
I was going to say, I feel like you just see all of history flash before your eyes every time you hear his music.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Halindir, this is not a song that you've released yet, right?
First of all, I'm flattered by all these words, and as Donald Kent said, the music may be eloquent, but I am not in speech, so I apologize. What was your question? I forgot.
Did you is this unreleased, right? You hadn't released the song yet?
It is for a video game.
Okay, so it is for a video game.
Yes.
Nice.
Quick note here. I interviewed Halindir on my channel, so if people want to hear more about him, his ideas, his thoughts, more of his music, you just fish around on my YouTube channel and you'll find it. It's, I interviewed a lot of people from the White Art Collective back in the day, so that
for
show
me.
Yeah. Well, then we better get on it, buddy. What are we waiting for?
I still got a chip in my shoulder about that, bro.
Heck, dude? What was I thinking? I don't know. I guess
I'm just kidding with
we'll
you.
set it up. Okay, bro.
Yes. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts?
Yeah, that's very soothing. I'm journaling while listening to you, and I kind of forgot we were on a podcast. Like I was transported somewhere else. It was nice.
That's awesome. Well, you're journaling? So you're just writing about your life in a journal?
I have trackers for all I do every day. And then also, I write down my dreams and signs from the gods and stuff about what I'm going through.
How many?
Get in tune with myself.
How many books do you have filled of that?
I have a whole treasure box of it. I don't know how you call them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
When you're big and famous, and then years down the road, people will be looking through these and be like, so this is what the inner workings of the inner workings of Bleunwenn. We finally found the key.
One day, but no one else.
Right. Well, that's what I'm sure everybody who journaled at the time thought also. All righty. I think we can go to our next one. What is our next one? Hold on, let me check. New song from The Weird Rider. This is a very cool tune here. Here we go.
lies. And now I see the side of light. You passed by so many times. Let the fire burn us down inside. Smells like parties and lies. Now I see the side of light. You passed by so many times. I'm just also in the tell, but lightness of hell. Masquerade ball in despair. When I feel the penetrating gas, your serve is out. You lurk in the haze. I'm too much on rise from behind the wheel. You're revealing yourself on the desperate lane. And now you are locked on your side. Time burns you out inside. The eyes on the terrible symbols of soul. Is the real of life? It's becoming dull. Optimize when I let you know what is real. All the senses you know, but never feel. I'm the heart when I feel your vessel of love. You are losing yourself in fading glow. And now time is corrupt in your mind. All your love is gone. You dissolve and you're dying. Let the fire burn us down inside. Spells say by taking the tears of my lies. And now I see the side of light. You passed by so many times. Let the fire burn us down inside. Spells say by taking the tears of my lies. And now I see the side of light. You passed by so many times.
I'm getting Fantagram vibes from that. Do you guys know Fantagram?
I used to listen to some Fantagram.
Yeah, like some
Yeah.
early Fantagram in there for sure.
Yeah. Really fantastic beat. What a infectious beat and melody.
I instantly thought about Depeche Mode vibes.
Okay. Yeah. There's some of that, I think.
That
Some
beat, yeah.
that'd be right up your alley. Some kind of 80s type vibes.
Yes.
Weird Rider, do you want to talk about this song at all? Like what's the story of the wizard and the liar? Like what's the inspiration there?
Oh, this is in the complex story, but I just can tell that this song is about a person that we don't like because this person lies a lot.
And is this inspired by somebody in particular in your life or just in general?
Yeah, the song was written after the certain events that touched us in the heart. But in general, the meaning of the song can apply very, very wide circles of people, I think, on masses.
Yeah.
It's more
Once
like
again, it's one of those songs that you just can kind of relax and it'll take you to the astral planes.
It would be funny if that person would watch right now.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
There's a lot of noise.
Yeah, that's the weird writer. I think you're sorry. I had to mute you. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. Your mic is picking up a lot of echoes. I don't know if you'd be able to maybe use a different mic, like maybe you could hook up the one that you sing into or something like that. Possibly, I'm not sure, but it is quite loud when it's on.
If I understood clearly, because connection is interrupting, did you ask about microphone in this song?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you connected to like your computer mic or?
No, this is a new microphone that I got because my previous microphone got broken and I got new. And actually, a lot of people noticed that quality of the vocals became better, and I'm really glad about this. Now I don't have to mix this for hours anymore.
Yeah. Well, it sounds really nice on the vocals that you're singing. I don't know why it's so staticky right now. That's unfortunate. Maybe I don't know. I gotta mute you though because that is quite loud. Sorry. Oh boy, that's unfortunate. I'd like. I don't know. I'm not a tech guy, so I wouldn't really know how to help her. I'm lucky everything just kind of works when I log in and I don't have to try to fix anything because I would be completely lost then. But yeah, does anybody have anything else they want to add?
I just thought it was a very cool track. That is all I have to say.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I think we can go to the next song then, which would be our hippity hop friend, RC the Realist. All right. But this one I don't think has much hip hop influence, but it's a great song.
Life shouldn't be lonely with progress. Should grow together with family that is timeless. Life shouldn't be oh so distant. Need no 9 to 5 with families that's persistent. In school they tell the kids to be quiet, but all nature thrives when we're free from silence. Never strain yourself from your beautiful mind. Keep living wild, I'm eager what we'll find. Cause you show me how life should be. This world, you know, it inspires me. Living life with no boundaries. Spirit tells me more than what my eyes have seen. I believe we're like wild show me how life should be. This world, you know, it inspires me. Living life with no boundaries. Spirit tells me more than what my eyes have seen, and I believe.
Love that.
Wow. Spirit tells me more than what my eyes can see. What an awesome line that is. That's fantastic.
Now, Mr. RC the Realist, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And because you are like one of the most prolific musicians in our spheres. Don't you release a song like every week now?
Yeah, so I got kind of behind on my releases, and I was going through some business stuff, but now I'm managing my own music once again. So now I have just probably over 100 unreleased songs. So
just 100.
That's insane.
So in order to get through the catalog, I'm doing every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, I upload a new song on YouTube, and then at midnight it goes into stores. Spotify and all that. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, since I got behind battling out some things, you know, in the industry. But now I got full control again, so all is well. But yeah, basically that song. So this one was recorded over a year ago, but it's just now making its way onto the internet. So my son is 3 now, but he would have been newly 2 at the time. So he really inspired that one by I was just watching his nature, you know, and I started realizing as we get older, we kind of get more and more detached from our nature if we're not careful. So I started realizing that I'm learning a lot about myself through having my son.
Oh, yeah.
And so at the time, he's 2, and I'm watching how he interacts, how he plays, how he interacts specifically with nature. And I just started thinking, oh, this is how life should be. You know, everything else is programming. But when I'm watching him out in nature and we're just playing in our yard, this is how life should be, you know? So that's what I meant by, you know, his spirit tells me more than what my eyes have seen. So I feel like I'm learning myself by watching my son's development and all. And it's continued to be that even since recording the song to the even fuller extent. So that was really my inspiration. It seems he's inspired a lot recently, because I know on the last stream you chose another one that was his birthday song. So
yeah, I think those are my favorite of your songs. I guess is your child inspired songs. Those seem to hit the hardest for me, I think.
Yeah, but 100 songs, those are rookie numbers. You're gonna have to get those numbers.
Dude, like what kind of like how like just how like how do you have like so much, like how can you do so much?
That's crazy.
Like that?
Yeah.
How can you be so like how long does it take for you, like when you start on a song till when you feel like it's finished? Like
I guess it would really depend on the song. I mean, I've had songs where one in particular that's on the upcoming album I've worked on, I started working on it. I believe it was not this past February, but the year before that. And I didn't finish it until I think May or June. So it's kind of bits and pieces sometimes, but then other times I'll sit there and it might be, you know, just a straight 2-day process. You know, one for producing, one for the writing of the lyrics, and then the recording. You know, it depends on what the schedule's like as well. But I would say really just time is sometimes the enemy. I'm sure all of you know that. So that's how you end up with all these unreleased songs and demos and stuff. So that's why I'm at the point where I am now, where it's like, okay, I won't include all of this on a project or anything, but might as well just put it out, even if it's just, you know, a demo or something. So yeah.
Cool. Wow. Extraordinary though, dude. Yeah, I like the background vocals that really added something.
Yeah, the layering of your vocals is really fantastic on this song. Now, I haven't listened like a ton. Like I listened to some of your songs, but I'm not like super familiar with all of them. But is this like something you do often, or is this was kind of one of your first songs where you really layered all your vocals together like that.
Yeah, I would say that's kind of the signature sound that I've had for a while,
Yeah.
even before entering the sphere. And yeah, I enjoyed that. I feel that that is what creates the feeling of it. When you have the harmonies and you have the depth to it. I like emotion in the voice, and I feel the best
course.
way to bring that out is to layer the emotion, because when we're layering vocals, there's layers to our emotions as well. So I think that's the best way to express it. So I appreciate all of your comments, truly.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that those lyrics kind of resonated with me too. That little punchline that they were talking about earlier, about how your spirit can sense more than what your eyes can see. Very good message, very good song.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
I agree. And I'm very impressed and respect you very much for what you said about your son and the inspiration that you have from him and the connection to nature. I don't usually hear that from people often. And so I just have a tremendous amount of respect for you, especially as a parent myself.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, that came from the heart. That means a lot to me. And yeah, my wife is in the chat right now too, talking. I see her talk about me, so she can get on the song at any time too. We've collaborated in the past. That's Promethean Echo. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So Savannah Smith is Promethean Echo?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I really loved your collab that you did with RC the Realist, Savannah. Very excellent job. And would also, if it needs me on a song, 100 Years Because I'm Slow. Well, I mean, honestly, was that the only collab you did with her? Or have you done
I
more?
was gonna say that'll contribute to the stack of 100 songs, trying to get her on one. No, I'm kidding. But no, we collaborated on a lot. I think within this sphere, she can maybe help me. But we did a song called "Save the Children." We did a song called "Hear Me." Then the Three of Us song, which you played, Lord WOLFSHIELD. And that's something else we got going on, is we have a reoccurring theme each year where we do a song for our son's birthday, and it has themes to do with the numbers. So Three of Us was for his 3rd birthday. For the second one, we did Happy 2. And then for the first one, we did Wonderfully Made, which was a play on the word wonderfully. So it just kind of became a thing,
That's
where each
fantastic.
year we do a song for him just to have fun, and she's
So
been on all of those. So yeah.
Is he still 3 or is he 4 now? Are
He
you
is
working
3,
on?
yeah.
Okay. What do you have in mind for 4 for a name?
I'm sure I'll come up with something, probably For You or something like that.
Yeah.
His birthday's in October, so I have some time, but you just to prep it and go through, everything you gotta go through to get it distributed.
You guys have been
I will
together
probably
a
get on it.
decade?
Yes,
That's
we
what she's
have.
saying?
Yeah.
Wow. You've been married a decade or just been together a decade?
Just been together.
Yeah.
We met in 2014. We got married in 2017. So yeah.
Ah.
And our son was born 2021. So yeah.
That's when I got married in 2017 also.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Yeah. A whole decade, man. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess more than that if 2014. It's been like 11 years. Well, congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And thank you for reaching out too. You were actually one of the first people who even talked to me when I entered the Hwite Positive sphere. I was just putting out music at the time, and you found me on Instagram. You said you should really make a Twitter. I probably wouldn't even be on X now if it wasn't for you.
Is that so?
But yeah, you were just one of the first people that
Oh my God.
actually reached
I
out.
totally
and said,
forgot about that.
yeah, and you were like, let me introduce you to some other people I know and all that. So I appreciate you. You were one of the first ones.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. I'm glad to see that you're still going strong after such a. So how long? When did you start? Would you say?
So I guess I entered into the sphere probably whenever I met you. Probably I started making the music probably 2021, but then I think you found me early 2022, maybe into 2021. But I've been making music on an actual studio laptop since 2012. That's when I first started. But before then, I was just recording little lyrics I had written on my phone, and I did that starting in 2010. Then my parents, they ended up getting me the studio laptop, the little studio one that I could have in my room. So I started recording. I guess they got it for Christmas, so that would have been 2011 Christmas, but basically 2012. So yeah.
All right, so been at it a long time, and hopefully, I wonder how many songs you'll have in the next 10 years, man. That's
Well, sometimes I wish
how
I
many
could
how many
stop,
would you
but
say
I don't
are
think I could.
yeah how many RC the Realist songs would you say are out there released right now?
I am not sure. I mean, definitely over 100 if you include, what's in stores and YouTube.
Man, that's
But
crazy, man.
I'm not sure.
That is
we should
wild.
count them sometime.
All right, good deal. I think we can go on to the next song. Oh, also, Frontier Faust has joined us, by the way. I forgot to introduce you.
You're fine. I'm shy anyway, so hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
We'll be playing one of his songs a little bit later. And right now, hold on, what is next? Oh, Retro Sonya. This one I played at the Fedora Favorites show a couple months ago. But I just love this song so much. I could just listen to this over and over.
People always speak of what they think is true. As many different voices in the world do. But if I put my trust in your unchanging truth, your hand will lead me through. I give my all to you. No matter what the world decides to do, I will follow you all of my days. With every step I walk the narrow way to bring glory to your name. I'm all yours. It has been a dream of mine to build and to create. I will boldly use it to glorify your name. You have placed a hope in me that's given me great faith. I will build for you till I reach heaven's gate. I give my all to you. No matter what the world decides. every step I walk the narrow way. I will use this dream of mine to build and to create. I will boldly use it to glorify your name. You will never give your glory to any mere man. Anything that's good in us comes from your mighty hand. I give my all to you. No matter what the world decides to do, I will follow you all of my days. With every step I walk the narrow way. To bring glory to your name, I'm all yours. Beginning to the end, your legacy remains. Age to age, you're still the same, and you will never change. I give my all to you. No matter what the world decides to do, I will follow you all of my days. Forever I will give you all my praise. Oh, all glory to your name. I'm all yours.
Oh, so good. So good, Sonya.
It sounds religious. What's the who
Oh,
is you in this song?
yeah, Sonya is, yes, a very deeply religious
Oh, beautiful,
Christian lady.
wonderful.
And that is reflected in all of her lyrics and all of her songs. But
Okay.
Sonya, you can talk a little more about that.
Sure. What would you like to know?
Oh, I mean, that was the answer. I didn't know who you was in this, because sometimes we in the sphere will kind of use you as our ancestors or our people. And I because just for myself, I would say that I have that dedication to our people, but I think that the spirit of our people and taking care of our people, in a sense, is honor to God, though, as well. That's my own view. What's your thoughts on that?
You're absolutely right that yeah, it's all due to God, because who and what we are is because of who He is.
Beautifully said.
Yep.
Yeah, sadly I had to cut out, like, I think that's the radio edit of the song. I had to
No,
cut
it's
out
not the
about
radio. It's actually the full song you just played. It's like 8 minutes long.
I played the full song, did I?
Yes, you did all those times. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a radio edit if I want that played on the radio. So.
Yeah, this is. I'm not sure if that was the full song, because the full song is like 8 minutes long.
It is. That's the full song. I only have one version of that song published.
Yeah. So did you release a new song in 2025? Did I see that?
No, I haven't released any songs
Okay.
in 2025 yet. I do have some songs I'm getting ready.
Okay.
Right now, I've just been focusing on that 3D model and getting that done first, and then I've got kind of priorities. I got to focus on one thing at a time to get some things done. Once I get that done, I don't know if you've seen that on Twitter.
I have seen that, a little 3D model of yourself.
Yes, it's a self-portrait.
Cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Nice.
You've been working on that for some time now, right?
Yeah, off and on throughout the years. I kind of put it on the shelf for a while. That's why. So I thought, I started it and I should finish it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess 3D modeling is pretty time consuming.
There's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah.
A lot. But it's fun.
Well, you have a really cool aesthetic.
Yeah, she's totally tubular, dude. She loves her 80s vibes. She's all about the 80s.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing, is a sort of a message to all of the artists in our sphere, is that we should each be cultivating our voice and having a very clear sense of aesthetics about ourselves and how it fits our message, so that it's nice to see that you have that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think everybody on the panel has done that really well. So Philosophicat in the chat said, "We have so many talented people in our sphere. I don't know how anyone could say there's no good right-wing art." For real, preach this. Like, that is just the most annoying thing possible. It's like, the frustration of that eternal battle of trying to.
Right.
Oh man, I just, that's why I make these CDs every year, because
Sure.
I just anytime I go to an event. So that song you heard is on a CD that I put together every year, a best of the year collection of artists in our spheres, and I make that. And I bring these physical CDs to any event I go to, and I hand them out to as many people as I can.
Excellent.
Just so people, like, just literally just put on the CD, and you'll never say there's no good right-wing art again.
You got it. Yeah.
Like recently, I was able to give that CD personally to Jared Taylor.
Wow.
Yeah, and to Thomas Russo. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, dude.
That's so I try to give it to bigger names and help.
Excellent.
Help spread the art, but then I also just give it to whoever wants it. I make the CDs, but I don't, like, you can buy it right now. It's on if you go to just on my YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a promo video for it, and the link will be there. It's just $1 on eBay. I'm not trying to profit off of other people's hard work, I'm trying to make that clear.
There's nothing wrong with artists making money from their work. I mean,
right, but it's not my work.
Oh, I get your point. Okay.
I don't want to profit off of your guys' hard work.
Right, it's more of a mission, really.
It's my mission in life to build up and create a thriving artistic scene. But it is so fucking frustrating when there's that every week there's a new big account that's like, oh, there's no good right-wing art on Twitter.
I hear you, bro. I mean, we're side by side in that mission.
Task of trying to.
Well, a lot of it is.
Through.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we could have a chat about marketing or something one of these days, and kind of, do some brainstorming. But I feel like it's really incumbent upon everyone in the movement to share as much of this content as possible, to kind of make it a like, you know, a daily ritual to like, okay, I'm gonna throw out a video. I'm gonna post a video of any kind of music from our crowd. Or
Take a moment to just step back from the bad news, the black pills, the doom scrolling, and plug in a little bit to something like being
Positive.
created, something positive, something good.
Right.
You know, we can't let, like, if we, you know, like I said, the future belongs to those that create it. You know, if we aren't creating, but it also, an artist needs to have that symbiosis with audience, you know.
Big time.
You know, it's a struggle. It's a constant struggle. We all,
That's
everybody here knows.
It's all about audience. And once you realize who your audience is, then you know exactly who to market your music to.
That's a good way to look at it as well.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody have anything to add to that?
Yes. When do we hear your music, Lord Wolfshield?
Oh, I kind of. Oh, so my main focus is on filmmaking. You know, that's a whole thing. I'll post my link here in the chat. Hold on.
Surely you do get time to beep boop on the
to beep boop on it. A little. I haven't made music for some time because filmmaking has been my focus. I really want to build up a new institution, a new film studio that's completely out of, you know, the hands of the vultures.
Right.
You know, as Bleunwenn would say, so I'm out.
You beep boop on films. What you do.
But I would like to. I've been thinking about trying to get back a little, you know, beep boop a little bit on the music again, and I reached out to Burkana about actually collabing on something. I would like to make some covers of songs from films I like. You know, just use that as kind of a way to promote my film project. But I do think I would like to, you know, kind of start dipping my toes back in a little. But I was never great. You know, I did make a few songs, but I was just not even anywhere as close to the talent that is here on the panel. You know. What was I was? Hold on, I had a thought and it's gone. Fuck. Yeah. Oh, one thing I was saying about the right wing art, it's just the fact that all of you are just like completely independent on your own, no backing, no nothing, no support really at all, and you guys are all just punching so far above your weight, and you're fighting, and you not only. It's like just the constant struggle. It's so crazy to me that what you guys are doing, and I find it so inspirational, and I love it, and I'm so glad you guys are all doing this because it really helps my life when I can hear great music from people in our spheres.
That's beautifully said. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, cool friends. Who I'll be playing a song from him in a little bit. Yes, do you make Spotify playlists of the songs from these episodes? I do not. I think a lot of them are not on Spotify, from what I understand. A number of them. I don't know. How many of you are on Spotify or not on Spotify? You are?
I am on Spotify.
Oui. Same here.
But actually, a lot of my music is not on Spotify because Spotify is more strict with the like what you can and can't put on there. Like if I want to do a cover, it costs me money to put on Spotify, but I can just throw up whatever I want on YouTube.
Yeah.
I believe I will be having one because I'm going to be starting some collaborative music soon-ish. So then, yeah.
It's a tricky thing, though, about Spotify is there's always the looming, you know, question of censorship and That was
For
something
now-
that we kind of face a
for
lot
now
during.
we are still not banned.
Oh, what was that?
I said for now we are still not banned on Spotify.
Okay. So most of you are on Spotify, but I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. Maybe I will. I just assumed most of you weren't on it, but that might be a good idea to maybe post that as a Spotify list. Oh, okay. Gotta run. This has been fun. Thanks for the tunes, everyone. That's from Elaine Sabatino. Thank you very much for joining. It was great to have you there. Yeah, Fedora list on Spotify. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I should probably do that. I think I'll do that after this show. Yeah, that's I was kind of surprised to see that you were on Spotify, cool friend, because you don't hold back. You do not hold back at all in your songs. You are quite um yeah, you
Who are you speaking to?
Cool friends.
Oh, cool friends. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'll do that after the show. But let us move on to the next song. Okay, what is that? Ah, Donald Kent, Mr. Donny Boy himself.
Well, what do you know?
What do you know?
How about that?
Okay.
I should give a little credit to Nullis because he wrote the lyrics to this song.
Yes.
So there's a whole story about the song after it's
You and
done.
Nullis are like the dynamic duo.
Yeah, we were in the White Art Collective. We were kind of like a super team, so it was pretty cool.
Nullis was our resident poet, and yeah. All right, here we go.
Brightly lit room, flickering screen, books on the shelf, coffee with cream. In the small country not too far away, the sun rose and set as it does every day. A man lived alone, always agrees his life was good. Relative ease, pleasures abound in his tiny country. What care did he have? There was always plenty. As the years went by, everything changed. The man grew old and he felt caged. Drinking his coffee, cursing his youth, he started to read and discovered the truth. It was straightforward, simple and true, logically sound, instinctive too. The world he knew was explicitly dead. Looking out his window confirmed what he read. Action was needed, he was one man. What could he do? He made a plan. He closed all his doors, he stepped outside. A few moments later, his fears subside. The plan was simple, nothing too grim, simple placard, all on a whim, hastily written with no time to waste. Simple words that read, I will not be replaced. I will not be replaced. No.
All right, great little ditty from Mr. Donny Boy Kent here.
So a little backstory there. That video, Nullis found it online, and then he put that together. So he took my song and put it together with the video, and boom. So it matches beautifully. I think it's a really nice illustration. It works with the mood and the tone and the message of the song. The whole kind of like coming of age, so to speak, with race realism, understanding what's happening around you, feeling kind of alone and isolated, and then making a move, and doing something positive. I will not be replaced, and making a statement in that regard. So Nullis you know, he's a very gentle soul. He's very philosophical, but he's also got a fabulous sense of humor, and he used to run the poetry show on White Art Collective, which was called Conversations with the Wind. And then I was fortunate enough to co-host with him. And so we did a lot of shows, a lot of fun times. I recommend people look that stuff up. That's just loaded with gold. It's just loaded with amazing information, deeply enriching. He knows quite a lot about history, speaks a few languages. So he's got a really good background, and then he's an excellent host. He really knows how to talk to the guests and keep the flow. And then, of course, I'm like the Ed McMahon there to help him out with that. Gonna bounce ideas off, give my own sense of the poetry and the various things. So once again, the content that we've produced over the years, it's a treasure trove. So getting back to what you were saying, Wolf Shields, there's really a lot of content out there. It's just getting it to the people, and reaching new audiences. So for me, I just essentially took his poetry. I was really touched by it, by the message, and I was totally new to the White Art Collective, so I kind of wanted to establish some friendships with people. And me being a songwriter poet myself, bang, I kind of vibed with that. And then I thought Nullis would really like it if he heard some of his poetry set to music. And then I went ahead and did that. And what's unique about the song is it's both in major and in minor. And any musician on the panel could listen to that. They can kind of feel those tones, how it goes from warm to cold and back and forth. And so I don't know, I think there's something aesthetically there that
is very neat.
Yeah.
That really adds a lot to, bringing.
It's very rare. It's not
you up
something
and down in the middle.
Right. Normally songs are major or minor, but not both. So that's a thing. But
it touches everything that we feel. So yeah, it's great work.
Beautiful, beautiful. I, of course, can't take full credit for it, but it's just a nice moment, I think, and it's also like kind of a landmark in the White Art Collective, but certainly in my history with the White Art Collective, because it was kind of like a starting point where those friendships started to take root and grow, and then it's just neat to measure things from then to now, and how I've continued doing my work, and my friendships with the various people have grown over time. We of course shared the tragedy of Jeff Winston's passing, and
who was the founder of
the founder of White Art Collective. That's all of this stuff is we have a history. We have quite a beautiful and a deep history, and we've shared so many laughs and so many accomplishments. But once again, it's about getting the content to the people. So people in the audience, it's really on you to get the word out. You are the army of of culture wars that we're in. So get that stuff out there.
Yeah, for sure. So that song, that's an older song. Like, when did that get released?
Good question. I'm guesstimating around maybe 2017, something like that. I think that's sort of when I came into this whole sphere, 2016, 17, with the American Zarathustra brand. And now I go as Donald Kent Art. You can look up Donald Kent Art on YouTube, Donald Kent Art on Substack. I just started the Substack. I'm on Telegram and Twitter. The Twitter thing,
I posted, I got all the links. I posted the link in the chats.
Thank you.
And all the links are in the description for everybody. So make sure you go down there, you follow everybody, and spread the word for all these artists.
Then I stream almost every night, actually, doing my comic book illustration.
Those are very comfortable.
People seem to like it. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like our own little area where we can just talk freely with each other, enjoy each other's company, have a laugh, talk about current events, deeper topics. And also on Friday, I have a new show called the Friday Night Zog Comics Review, where I have another comic book artist on, and we kind of do a split screen where we're both working on our stuff, and then we kind of back and forth. But a lot of it is about the interaction with the chat. It's engagement with people. I don't do like super chats or anything, entropy or whatever. It's just free. So come on down.
And you have some new music that you're working on, though, correct?
Hugely, yes. So couple, just try to make it short. I go dancing on the weekends, and there's this dude who owns a club, and he's a music producer. I showed him my work. He loves it. And I've been to his studio already and laid down some tracks. I tried to get that new song to you, WOLFSHIELD, today, but unfortunately he didn't finish mastering it, blah, 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 whatever.
Gotcha.
So, but that'll happen in the future. So I'll be recording a lot of songs, just keep going with that. And then through that relationship, I met another guy. He's basically a house music DJ, and him and I are going to collaborate. So I'm going to be doing like house music stuff. I don't know that music is going to be like white positive per se. I'll see how that goes. I have to kind of, he's politically on our side, but
it doesn't, not everything has to be like, on the nose. You can just create to create.
Yeah. I tend to, in a case like that, I'm more coded, I'm more esoteric. I'll kind of throw in some symbols, maybe talk about the Sonnengrad or something, like nobody will know what that is except for us, or whatever. But we'll see how it goes. But I'm super excited. I see a lot of production in the coming year, so that's good news. I hope very much.
I look forward to it, because you had that one banger. What was it? I put it in my Bigfoot movie. What was it called?
Some Days Today.
Oh, that's such a good song. Is it going to be kind of like similar to
I
that
would
kind
say
of style?
that, but better. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, dude.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, that's if I go to my YouTube channel, that's like right there. As soon as you click on it, it comes on in loop. So it's a fun tune. Yeah.
All right, good deal. So we'll move on to the next song, which is going to be a cover from my favorite films of all time, the Lord of the Rings films. So I'm very, very happy to see this. All right, and here we go.
May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart will be true. You walk a lonely road. Oh, how far you are from home. Moon
Beautiful. Yeah, I love that so much. Those movies just nothing hits harder than those movies. I watch those movies like every couple months. Yeah, and the Hobbit movies as well. I love all of them, but nothing could beat that original trilogy. But yeah, we have Frontier Faust with us. You want to talk a
Right.
little bit about that?
I don't really know what to say. So I did the instrumentation on that. My specialty is I play piano and I can pick my way through a guitar. And then I had a vocalist whose name was Gabrielle, and she sang it. And it just happened. Like she contacted me and asked if we could make music together, and so she sent me the recording. And when I heard it, I was like, "Wow, she sings beautifully." And I sent her back my piano, and she liked that. So that's how that song was made.
Good deal. And so, okay, so it was her idea to do the May It Be song?
Yeah, she had made the recording, and she asked if I could do the
Oh,
instrumentation
so
for it.
okay, nice. That's cool. Do you guys have plans for more collabs in the future? Because I believe this is the first song that you've done with vocals, right?
There was one song I wrote that it's pretty old that had vocals too, but I didn't sing in that one either. I'm not sure if I have the confidence to sing. Maybe one day. But yeah, we unfortunately she isn't planning on making any more music public. But I think it turned out well, and yeah, she sings beautifully. She doesn't have music anywhere else though. It was just like a one-time thing.
Well, maybe you could hook up with any number of these other singers on the panel for some more collabs in the future, if that's what you would want to do. Because you mostly do kind of like ambient type music, right?
Yeah, so I have two albums. My last one was like a neo folk ambient kind of album, and then my first one was more piano oriented. Still a little folksy. I played some guitar on that too. So I don't know what you'd call it, like neoclassical, neo folk kind of genre. But yeah, it's all instrumentational.
And so I assume you're a pretty big fan of Lord of the Rings yourself,
Of course, yeah.
because I
Although
saw there was another song you did from Lord of the Rings on your channel that made me very happy. The Passing of the Elves,
oh
right?
yeah, I did do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that song so much, and you did a really great little. It was very short, but a really great little piano cover of that song, "The Passing of the Elves." Just the music from those movies, man, just unlike any other movie.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed that one too.
Yeah.
Not to be a nerd, but the link you posted to Frontier Faust's YouTube does not work.
It does not work. Okay, let me check this quick. Did you check in the
The one in the chat doesn't work, but I think the one in the comments works, or the description
yeah,
rather.
the one in the description works. Yeah, I don't know, like it's weird when I post. I don't know, like when I post it into the YouTube chat, it kind of fucks everything up. I don't know, but like the Odyssey chat, everything is when I post it in the Odyssey chat, everything works perfectly. So yeah, just make sure you go down into the description for both the Odyssey and the YouTube. It'll have everybody's links. Follow, support. Make sure you're doing that. Do you have what do you have like in the future that you might be working on?
I've got a bunch of unfinished songs. I do have an album I want to make again at some point, but the problem is music doesn't make enough to pay the bills. So I've been kind of focusing on my career the past couple years. But I did make 2 albums, and I've got a bunch of cover songs too that I've done. But yeah, I'm always open to collaborate with people if we have good chemistry or whatever.
Yeah. So somebody in the chat is like, maybe it needs a space after the word links when I post it in the YouTube chat. I mean, like it does have that like originally, and then like YouTube just like smushes it all together for some reason. I don't understand why. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll have to figure something out. But anyway, it's all there in the description. All right, so we'll move on to our next song, which is by Cool Friends. This is a guy that I think kind of probably flew under the radar for a lot of people here. He was somebody that I just recently discovered because somebody recommended him to me on Twitter, X, whatever. I'm like, holy shit, how have I not found this guy before? He's really incredible. He's got this really cool, grungy kind of sound to it. Yeah, we'll. Oh, that was the guy in the guy who recommended it. He was like, "Oh, that was me." Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for that recommendation, and that was a very good call there.
But I don't want to. No, I'm not that kind of dude.
That's weird. Something must have got messed up with when I downloaded off of YouTube. Because it's just randomly. Is that how the song's supposed to end? I don't think so, but sorry about that. Yeah, I can't play something right off of YouTube because it sounds like shit. So I have to download it and make my own MP4 files. Oh, that's just okay. Yeah, okay. That is just how it ends. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
What a brutal ending.
Yeah, right.
That was great. The video was fantastic.
It transitions into the next song. Okay.
Great video.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this was cool.
Yeah, no, Halindir, you were saying it's like took you right back to like the early 2000s. That's such a great observation because that's a big I think big part of Cool Friend, his ethos. He has this song called Millennial, and just the the millennial angst, that's kind of runs through a lot of his that was the first song he wrote. The new stuff is way better, in my opinion, but may not be stream appropriate. Well, that's kind it's kind of funny you picked up on that because I was kind of debating whether or not I should play some of your other more aggressive songs. I don't mind them. I'll probably play one of them on the next stream, but I do really like this song quite a bit. And hopefully, and he wasn't able to join the show. He's busy right now. But hopefully, maybe the next one he can join and tell us a little bit more about his ethos. Because yeah, it's definitely got that early 2000s. Like he's kind of captured the millennial mindset with his music, and I think that's really awesome. Oh, new album on Halloween. Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. And make sure you go down and find his links and follow. Any other thoughts from the panel?
That was a very catchy chorus. I liked it.
I think the way that the video interacted with the song really, really punctuated everything, And I happen to like that kind of angsty millennial feeling.
Well,
and
it speaks to our souls, as the millennial soul.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got to check out his other work of the stuff that can't be played.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily. I was kind of debating whether or not I should. It's kind of on the line.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really that. It definitely, he doesn't hold back, so you'll like it. You'll like
I like the radical stuff.
on the note. Yes, it's what is it? His first album was called 8 Songs to Get Radicalized by.
That's very cool.
That's so great. That's such a fantastic name for an album.
Excellent.
What was it? I forgot what I was going to say. All right. Any other thoughts from the panel, or we'll head to the next one?
I think we'll just move on.
Yeah, it's starting to get a bit long. We have 2 more songs to play. So, what is? Having trouble finding it.
And after that, we're out.
Then we're out.
It sounds Canadian, out and about,
Okay, so, I'm having trouble finding it. Bear with me. I don't know if you guys could talk among yourselves for a second.
Well, I talk to myself a lot because we get along so well. That's a joke.
I think I might have. Oh no, I really hope I didn't screw this up. Oh boy, I think I didn't make a MP4 video for. There's a new. Oh man, hold on. I got. There's a new awesome song, a new collab from Flower Children of the Apocalypse.
Okay.
And Sun Vessel.
Mm.
Oh no, I think I didn't make an MP3 for it, or an MP4 video for it. Yeah, darn it. It's such a good song. I wonder.
Can
You know
you
what?
grab
I'm gonna just download the video super quick.
Okay.
Just straight off of YouTube.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take very long.
So, in your estimate, while you're doing that, do you see there's more musicians coming into our culture, or like, because you seem to be the guy that's on top of what's happening musically?
Well, that's been kind of my music autism. I'm always trying to pay attention to. Well, I'm always like looking for new indie bands and stuff in the normie world, and then I'm always like trying to keep my nose, keep my ear to the ground, keep my thumb on the pulse of new music being released in these spheres, because I think it's important to do that.
Oh, sure.
It's so easy to miss it, Oh shit.
Well, I think this is the point, is that you're providing somewhere for these musicians to go, per se. You know what I mean? Like, where else would you, who else is featuring white, positive cultural music? I can't say I know anybody. And I mean, this has kind of been our complaint, frankly, for a while, is that there's not more people that are the regular influencers in our sphere doing something to promote the artists. And I know it's a little bit of a, maybe a hot topic or something like that, but I suppose like this is an opportunity to just bring that out a little bit and maybe call out. And this is kind of the message that I've been giving here, is like, everyone in the chat, anyone who's listening to the show, take a minute to get this stuff out there, to share it with people on your channels, what have you, just to help promote what we're doing and let people know. I think that what's happening in this movement is, to our people, frankly, is so severe and so hard, and we're constantly barraged with like negative news every day, that where's the positive stuff?
Where you get like kind of addicted to it, and it's
it's
like people don't. I don't know. It's like people get into this mindset where they don't even want good news anymore, and I think that's super duper unhealthy.
Honestly, that means our enemies are winning if we're allowing that to happen, and we can't. We can't. So once again, I mean, this is why the work that you're doing, and the work that all of us in the creative sphere here are doing, it's a kind of medicine. It's like a cultural medicine, a spiritual medicine, because these are hard times.
Okay, sorry. That was a little loud. Okay, I got the video. I didn't make a little. Usually, I make an actual video that has the name and artist on it, but this is a brand new collaboration from Flower Children of the Apocalypse and Sun Vessel. Very cool. Very cool. Great, both great artists, and I'm really glad they did a collab together.
Excellent.
You will be until you are in
Yeah, very nice, very meditative kind of.
Wow. It almost has like an Eastern feel to it, in a sense, to my sensibility, anyway.
Well, I mean, I think it had a lot of Eastern imagery in the video, so
Yeah,
makes sense.
What is that? What's the instrument there? Is that a harpsichord or no? It's not. It's a dulcimer. I think that's what that is. It's like you strike it. It's a kind of like a piece of wood with.
It sounded like one of those like Asian guitar things. I don't know.
Like a
Asian,
like a koto or something like that nature.
Asian guitar like instrument. Yeah.
Yeah.
A wrench on a pipe.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Sun Vessel and Flower Children of the Apocalypse couldn't make it for the show. But yeah, awesome new collab. Any thoughts from the rest of the panel?
It was very calming, meditative.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So the next song, the final song of the night, is going to be a sort of violin solo-ish kind of song from Swallowed by the Thickets. And you were telling me a little bit about this song, and it's split into like 3 movements and whatnot. Do you want to tell the audience kind of about that before we play it?
Yeah. So yes, it's all mostly violin. There's 3 movements. The beginning of every movement has a written part, and it follows with the improvisational part. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you're incredibly talented. Like this, she's kind of hiding a little bit of how she's like a child prodigy pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you want to talk a little bit about some of the places you've played or whatever?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't really consider myself a prodigy by any means. I definitely had a lot of experiences as a child. As a teenager, I have a lot of classical background, but I don't really resonate with it anymore.
Gotcha. No problem. All right. And sorry, once again, it's taken me a second to find it. All right, there we go. So beautiful. I
Wow.
love that.
That was the ending really
was
gave me the
amazing.
chills. There's almost something of a funeral dirge feeling there. There's, I don't know, maybe could you talk about the purpose, the meaning, the theme? Like, where is this something you wrote, or is this something that's is based on some classical piece of music?
It's not based on anything particular. I wrote all of it. Nobody helped me. I don't know, I guess I'm not really sure what inspired it. I think I was more drawn to like the specific sound.
Yeah.
It has a very primitive sound to it to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Oh yeah.
I purposely chose not to play with vibrato, which a lot of violinists in the classical world do, and I was really more focused on keeping this folk primitive like element to it that was more natural to me, like not forced, just like fuck it, you know, it is what it is, and it's going to sound messy. It's going to sound messy, but at the same time it is structured, you know.
Yeah. That's a violin, because it there's a type of an instrument that's like a violin, looks like a wooden box, and you turn a handle. And
the hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, the hurdy-gurdy.
I associate that music with that instrument somehow. But I guess when I listen to music, I see movies in my head. I have like a narrative that seems to come out of it. And the story there just seemed to me like, bringing back the bodies of warriors after battle or something, and the families receiving them, and there's some kind of sacred but sorrowful quality where there was honor to those bodies. This again, that's just my imagination.
That's okay. There is actually a visual element to it that I had in mind. The first movement is called I think it's called Down the Misty Path. So I'm envisioning going down to the woods, because like a whole big part of my project in general is being in the woods, like alone. The second movement I think is called Coyote's Call. And then the third movement is Advice from the Moon. So it's just like a very like kind of in like you're literally swallowed by the thicket, and you're kind of just experiencing being in nature and just like exposing yourself to like the wild and being part of it, being a wild person. But it's sort of just my own reflection of it, I guess.
Beautiful. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And then forest folk is, well, just being in the forest and just kind of transcending that element of being a folk person and what it means to be a folk person to me personally. And I usually address myself as like forest folk. Like I'm a folk person, but I live in the woods. I like to be alone. Kind of just that traditional aspect of humanity, going back to your roots, like no pun intended. Just being a human, being in the wild.
Sure. Our natural environment. Yeah. I think it seems to me like there's something innately folk about being drawn to or kind of cohabitating with nature, and that kind of, I don't know, that calling, that ancient esoteric calling that we feel from nature. That part of it is just reject the modern world, and go back to the woods or something. I think a lot of us have that inner sense, that longing to be one with nature again, and somehow we lost that. We were led astray or divorced by it, and divorced from it in some way by modernity, So like, I don't know where I'm getting this sorrowfulness from, though. I don't know. Do you think that's just me projecting on here, or is there really something in there?
No, I don't think you're projecting it at all. I think you're hitting the head on the nail there. I generally feel a lot of sadness in life, but also because of the disconnection that I think people really have, not just from the environment, but I mean, just from like humanity, like relating and just being innate, you know,
Yeah.
and also realizing that people are just people. There's no such thing as perfection, and we're a part of our environment, and we forget that sometimes. We're so interested in the technology and the progression of things, and that's fine. I can respect that. We need to evolve, I guess, but I also think that we come from nature, right? And we forget that. It's a very simple message too. I feel like a lot of people already know this, you know, we already know this.
But yet we have to be reminded all the time.
Yeah, all the time that we're just humans. We don't, medicine is not perfect. Theories are just theories, you know, like we don't know, even with religion. Actually, I'm very obsessed with spirituality and religion. And I feel like religion is very limiting. The answer is we really don't know. We act like we do. We act like we know everything, and we don't, you know? And that's very important to me, kind of just going into the woods, which is a big part of my environment where I live, and just realizing that, you know, like, okay, like I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore, and I'm just here.
But yet nature is totally real and immediate.
Yeah, it's very real. It's very tangible. It's right in front of us. Exactly.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that I mean, I'm as much into technology as the next guy, but somehow it wears you down. Like it you feel like you're connected, and in some ways you are, but in some other way you're, you know, when you turn off your phone, you find yourself completely alone. And then, you know, wow. So it's weird that like my best friends are people on the internet rather than people I know IRL, you know. Just saying IRL is like internet language, you know. But yeah, there's something there. It's good work. You're doing beautifully. I strongly encourage you to keep going, like you have a choice, right?
Thank you, and I appreciate that. And yes, for me, it's not really a choice anymore. Like it's just part of it. I love music. I love expressing. I have to do it to go on.
Yeah, that's called a true artist right there.
Well, you're all true artists. I really appreciate everybody here.
Right. Everybody on there's the amount of talent on the panel right now is just like enough to
if we could just bottle it.
If we could just harness it, it could power a city, man. It's really an honor to be among such talented people, and it's such a great time. Berkana, like how many instruments do you play anyway?
I don't know at the top of my head, but I consider myself mainly a string player and a vocalist. I do like to play percussion instruments. I mean, if I pick up an instrument I don't know, I will try my best to figure it out, and I'm very happy to do that. I love understanding sound and things like that.
Yes, I heard a cowbell in that piece. I'm certain.
More cowbell.
Yeah. That was actually a crystal singing bowl. Oh. And the shaker is just a traditional. It actually is a Native American shaker, or at least it's based on a real one. I don't know who crafted it, but I just used it. And then the drum that I use is a frame drum from Serbia, and it's goat skin, I think, is what's surrounding it.
So a cow didn't just walk into your studio randomly, then? Is what
no, that would be kind of interesting, though.
I mean, you're in nature a lot, so
you'd probably be able to turn that into a song, though.
I could, yeah. I guess I could try.
How do I make this cow into an instrument? How can I use the moves?
Imagine telling a cow more cowbell.
So Aod in the chat is like, seems like you found somebody to produce your original soundtrack, Sir WolfShield. Berkana and I had been kind of talking about our love for film soundtracks. Would you have any interest at some point trying to actually score a film at some point?
I would be very open to that. And it's funny because over the years, whenever I share my written songs, a lot of people seem to be drawn to like, oh, that sounds like a film score. And I'm like, oh, I never really, that's not my intention, but I'm very open to it at this point, for sure.
Yeah, it's quite cinematic sounding. Yeah. All right. So we're at the end of the show, so we can kind of go around the panel. Everybody can kind of say their goodbye and let the audience know what they got coming up if they have anything or if they want to plug anything. All right, we can just start at the top with Halindir.
Yes, I released a song today.
Oh,
Bye.
today you did. What was that?
I said bye.
Man, a few words there.
Few words, but strong words.
That's our guy. That's our guy, Halindir, for sure.
All right, I didn't see you release a new song today. I'll have to check that out. Yeah. All right, Mr. Donald Kent.
Yes. So first of all, wow, thanks so much for having me on the show. It's lovely meeting all of the guests and hanging out with people in the chat. It was so cool that Philosopher Cat came. I think that's so cool that she was here with us. That kind of added a lot to the show.
Really
once again, thank you, WOLFSHIELD, for doing what you're doing, staying in the game and all of this. It is important. You give us a platform, and it's so meaningful for both the artists and the community. So you're a really critical bridge, even though you might be modest about it. I think we all need to applaud you and what you do. So that's for starters. So yeah, I'm just Donald Kent, comic book artist, singer-songwriter, radical pro-white dude on the internet. So you can look up kent-art.weebly.com and links out to some other things. I think there'll be more action on my Substack. I'm going to be putting up my comic book series, give some free pages, and then have like a paid section where people can follow the stories of Militia Man and MAGA Force. And it's a kind of switcheroo where it shows the transformation of a kind of a normie Republitard superhero team that goes full throttle Aristotle to the far right, and all of the Easter eggs in there for you guys is a lot of fun. You can watch me do streams of that art almost every night on my YouTube channel, Donald Kent Art. So come on by and join the community.
Well, thank you for your kind words, Donald, and I really appreciate you joining because I'm not great at hosting, and I think you did a great job keeping the
flow,
the flow of the dialogue.
Yes. All right.
I can say, I'm not a great public speaker. I kind of consider myself more of an organizer than like a host. That's why I always try to have like as many people on a show when I do one as possible, so I don't have to talk as much. All right, so Berkana, what about you?
Oh, I'm just very grateful to be here. I feel like everybody here, all the artists and people in the chat, have something very valuable to contribute. I love hearing everybody's work and seeing what they've done, and I appreciate it greatly. I am very grateful to be on here and share my music and talk about it to an extent. Speaking of which, you can find it on Spotify. Songs of a Recluse is there. Bandcamp, I have my own Bandcamp page, Swallowed by the Thicket, and through Hidden Crypt Records. And speaking of Hidden Crypt Records, there is a compilation that they just recently released that I have 2 new tracks there. Our Thunder, Dear Light, and Passing By. I would love for you guys to listen to that if you're up for it, if you're interested. And I think Primal Noise will be releasing a compilation with a few of my songs from, or maybe at least 1 or 2, I'm not sure, from Songs of a Recluse. And I'm very, very thankful. I love everybody here. You're all so great. You're all so different, shy, not shy. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. And for the future, I heard some murmurings of a possible collab with you and Bleunwenn. Is that something you want to talk about?
Yeah, so we did discuss this a while ago, and I'm still interested. I would like to work on a choral piece. I haven't gotten to it yet.
Wow.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be interesting. And we'll see where that goes in time. I am working on a CD that's going to, another album, of course. CDs might come out. I haven't really allowed myself to explore that yet because I'm in the writing process and I've had a lot of interruptions, but I'm trying to get myself back into it, and hopefully that will unfold, and hopefully a choral piece will arise and Bleunwenn can be a part of that.
Oh, that'd be so awesome. I think that'd be like such a great collab. Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. The Weird Rider and Frontier Faust. You guys want to talk about what the future of Astral Avalon is? Got any projects you're working on?
You said Frontier Faust.
Oh, did I? I meant. Oh, Frontier. Hold on, there's two.
Yeah, we've got a.
I got Freighter Frost and Frontier Faust. Oh my god, it's so close. Okay, Atlantean Blood and the Weird Rider.
Sorry, who do you want to talk?
I'm just going from like the top down. So the Weird Rider and Atlantean Blood. Since you guys are kind of the core Astral Avalon group, do you guys have anything you want to talk about? What you're working on for that?
Yeah, we are working on a new song right now, and like I already told you, we are also planning to make a movie.
Ah, yes.
But
yes.
this will be far in the future.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think we need more filmmakers. It's one of the hardest things to tackle, but
yeah, big time.
Yeah, you have a love for those kind of like older classic horror films.
Yeah. And we want to start making more YouTube videos again soon.
Good deal. All right, Sonya?
Yes. I'm planning on finishing that 3D model because I'm going to do some things with it, maybe create some live shows with it. You know, there's a ton of things that I wanted to do with it because, you know, I'm a 3D artist. So, but I'm not just a music artist. I kind of do both. And then I do plan on releasing a couple of new songs. I'm just kind of doing one thing at a time and getting one thing accomplished. And once I get that one thing accomplished, which is to get that 3D model done, then I'll get on those two songs. So it'll take maybe a few months to get it all together. I do plan on releasing a new album because I already have the songs lined up, the songs that I'm going to write for this year, but I'll keep everybody posted on it. Of course, it's going to be done in like a dreamwave type thing, like ethereal synthwave. So it's kind of, I'm putting a new twist on my already existing genre.
Okay, nice. So, yeah, it'll be a little more...
It'll take you back in time, you know?
Good deal. All right. RC the Realist. I assume that you are just going to release 10 million tracks in the next few weeks. Is that your plan?
I'll try to keep it up with every Tuesday, but that would just be a matter of, you know, do I have time to upload at this point? But grateful to be on here, grateful to have control of my music, all of that, and I'm excited because I have a lot of new music to check out now because of you guys. So thank you all. I look forward to it because I liked every bit of what I heard, and that's pretty much all I have to say is thank you. Other than that, I've been looking into, I'm actually taking 2 classes right now about sync, making music specifically for sync, because I'm finding it's different how you mix and master it for that as well. So I find it interesting that we all are into film to some degree. You know, we're in different genres of music and stuff, but there's some overlaps and interests and how we're feeling right now. So I found that very interesting. And I think one thing can be said for sure. All of us are leaving this stream today feeling a lot, or at least a little bit less alone, you know, because clearly you guys are talented as all get out, and you know, you're saying the same things that, you know, sometimes, you know, I'll feel exiled at times where it's like I feel like I'm the only one who knows this or something, but then I listen to you guys speak and it's nah, I'm definitely not alone. Everybody here feels it. So it feels good to connect with you guys, and I appreciate you having me on, Lord WolfShield.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining.
Well said.
Yeah, and it's so important to have that community, you know, build that that creative, you know, space, a thriving artistic creative community. That is my goal. That has always been my goal, and I'm gonna keep at it until I'm in the ground.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you doing it. Yeah. And I guess I'll put this out here. You know, anybody can message me privately from this group, but I did want to say I do own a music distribution company.
Wow.
That's something to discuss in private, but I can eliminate one of the middlemen. So if anybody's interested, you know, getting your music into Spotify or any stores worldwide, definitely hit me up because I'd be happy to help you guys. And I can't promise with the stores, but having that connection, I've released for some people in the sphere before when they've reached out to me in private and stuff, but I have not seen any issues yet. What I'm starting to find is I think a lot of times these music distribution companies are kind of scapegoating some of the streaming platforms, and they're saying, oh, they said you got to take this down and, you know, stuff like that. But I've never experienced that. And I feel like I have said things in my songs that would be very controversial, as well as some of the artists I've distributed for, but I've never had an issue. So that's not to say there couldn't be one. I know Spotify has their terms and conditions and stuff, but it does seem that, you know, if it's DistroKid or some of these other companies out here, sometimes I'm convinced they're the ones, but they're kind of, you know, scapegoating the digital service providers out there. So that's something to keep in mind. So just wanted to throw that out there. If there's any way I can help you guys, you know, because I wouldn't mind distributing for free. You know, we could come up with something if you'd rather operate like, you know, however it would benefit you compared to the distributor you already have, or if you're looking forward to getting started, you know.
Wow, that's awesome. It's great news.
All righty, awesome. Mr. Frontier Faust.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me on the stream. It was nice listening to everyone's music. And my latest album is called Witching Hour. It's an ambient, like folk synth, neo folk album. And I tried to evoke like the feeling of going into the woods, into an unknown, like maybe dangerous environment. And then my first album is called The Whispering Wood. And with that, I tried to make like an enchanting piano and folk, more lighthearted adventure. And then I also have a lot of piano covers of various songs on my YouTube channel.
Cool.
Very nice. And then Bleunwenn.
Yeah, well, thanks for including me. I really enjoyed participating, and everything I heard and read. I think you're a good host.
You think so? I always, whenever I
Yeah.
listen back to any show I do, I always want to like hurt, like just I get so angry. I'm like, oh, this is a fucking retard, man.
The secret is to not listen.
Yeah, I had to stop. I can't listen back anymore. I just can't. I can't do it. I appreciate that. Thank you, Bleunwenn.
No worries.
And you said you were kind of going through a bit of a artist block with your music. Do you think you're gonna get back on that horse anytime soon? You starting to feel that
the
again?
block is lifted.
Ooh,
good.
Excellent.
I'm working every day to finish my album, which is made of songs that are, some of them are 2 years old now or so, even 3 years old for some. So I look forward releasing that, and I've already started new ones too, but it's a bit of a mess, but it's okay as long as I keep little by little. And as you know, I'm trying also to finish a music video to go with it.
I love your music videos. There's something so so quirky and just enjoyable about them.
Thanks. Well, it's quite homemade.
Yeah. All right. And so I am Lord Wolfshield. I'm a filmmaker. Hopefully, I will have my film done by May. It's been taking a long, long time. This has been a huge project, but yeah, hopefully we'll have that done. And all right, to end the show, can you say the line, Bleunwenn?
I'm out.
There we go.
Very good. Very good.
Good night, or good whatever.
I'm out. You're
Bye-bye.
out. We're all
We're
out.
out of
We're
here.
all out. All right.